I've had a lot of success using this as opposed to Instagram Live or whatever
Oh
with
yeah, for
people.
sure. For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. Instagram is very finicky, especially with like it dropping calls,
right.
and the servers are just not great. I personally don't use Discord that much. I probably should use it a lot more, but it is what it is. I honestly have
Yeah.
no idea what I'm doing. I have a moderator to moderate, and that like built my entire Discord because I have no idea what I'm doing.
That's kind of how I was when I started the Discord. I set it up, or no, I started it. Okay, and then I had other people set it up. So
Yeah,
I didn't
same.
know. Yeah, and actually, the video stuff I didn't know that you could do like that. It had all these features, built in. So some of our guys when we started. Actually, it was when we started our gaming channel. So we had a TriFecta Airsoft, then we have TriFecta Airsoft gaming channel that we were playing games with some of the guys from our channel, and we would join the Discord like they was like, "Hey, we can do an audio thing or we can do a video thing." I was like, "Really? You can do video on here? I didn't know that." So, and so once we were using that quite often, just to play games and talk and stuff, because you can have, I think it's up to like 20 people. It
I
might be
had
more than
no
that.
idea. That is nuts.
I was
That-
like, you wouldn't even be able to see anybody. All your little, it would be like this tiny of a screen, everywhere. But so, yeah, because we would have like 8 or 10 people in when we were gaming together. We'd do Minecraft or, you ever heard of that game Scribble.io?
no.
So, like Pictionary,
Yes.
right? It's Pictionary, but
A
it is,
virtual.
yeah, and it's integrated for PC and your phone, so people can join in, and it's all web based. So you go to a website, and then everyone can join, and it's super smooth. Like it doesn't
That's,
kick anybody.
I'm pretty sure that's what my aunt and uncle have been playing. They've been posting something I think similar to that on Facebook.
Yeah,
Is there little like snippets of letters or something? I
yeah.
could be totally wrong.
I think so. It's been a few
I'm
months.
I'm a console gamer. I don't
Yeah.
I have an entire PC set up for gaming, but I've never used it. Like I use my PlayStation and that's it. I use my computer for editing mostly.
Me too. I
Yeah.
tried. I tried gaming on my computer, and then I felt like Steam. When I was playing stuff on Steam, I felt like when I would go back to edit, I felt like it was a little slower with editing. So I got rid of all that and just use it for editing. Yeah, I'm a console gamer as well. I play Xbox stuff, whatever. So
Boo.
how dare you?
We got to keep the war alive, you know?
Of course. I mean, that's been going on since the beginning.
Oh, facts. Yep.
I was just talking to a couple guys over the weekend, and they were. I asked them towards the end of the podcast, like, "You guys into gaming at all?" Because we got off on tangent. We were talking about movies, and they were like, "Yeah." So one of them plays some of the same games I play, like Halo and stuff like that on Xbox, and then the other guy only plays PlayStation stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, I never played Gears of War." I was like, "Man, you're missing out, bro. You gotta come over to the dark side, okay?"
We both have our games that we have for our consoles. I think we have well, you guys have Left for Dead, right? That's yours.
Oh,
That's like
that's a good one.
that's the main thing that like I might get an Xbox for,
Yeah,
just because I really like love watching my friends play. I want to play it, but I don't know. I have what I like. I mostly play Call of Duty. I
yeah.
play Assassin's Creed. I've been
Okay.
playing Cyberpunk lately. Finally getting to the end of that. I have this thing where like I'm getting close to the end of the game and I'll switch because I don't want it to end if I love it so much, and I'll
Right.
go back to it later eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I've done the same thing. I'll take my time playing something,
Oh
but
yeah.
now that one I love that story, the Cyberpunk,
Hmm.
but I haven't played the game yet. So, in fact, I haven't, and because of that, I haven't watched any videos. I've watched nothing on it. So
I
I watched
wouldn't.
the release trailer, back when it was, first coming out, but that's it.
Yeah, people say a lot of negative things about it, but I'm pretty sure they patched everything that was bad.
Yeah,
But I won't say too much because it is such a great game and you need to play it.
I'm gonna play it for sure. So yeah, that's yeah, Xbox and PlayStation have always had their exclusives over the years,
Yeah,
But
I'm
yeah,
very
Left 4 Dead,
happy. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that one. But you got Back for Blood now. That's really really similar.
Do you guys have the Days Gone? Is it
Mm,
Days Gone? Yeah,
is it
Days Gone.
DayZ?
But no, no. I'm
Oh, okay.
probably. Oh my god, the
That
guy
sounds
with the
familiar.
motorcycle with the zombies. I
The
could be saying
zombies,
wrong.
yeah.
Yeah, correct
Yeah.
me if I'm wrong. I love zombie games. That's my
Yeah.
jam. But I think it's called Days Gone, where he's on the
That sounds
motorcycle.
familiar.
I
Yeah.
could, yeah, I
I
played that
haven't
so
played
long
it.
ago. Yeah, I think that's because it's primarily on PlayStation.
Okay.
I could be totally wrong. I'm sure someone in the
Yeah.
comments will like rip me a new one, but it's fine.
That's all right.
It's all gravy.
Well, yeah, this is, recorded, and I record these instead of doing them live. I've done a couple of them live, and just they it's not it doesn't turn out well. There's always some, either Discord or whatever, or somebody's connection. And just like this, the one I released this morning, I did with Tactical Fox. She's in the UK, and she was using her phone,
Mm.
and and she had like a gaming headset that she was using, which I don't know how she plugged that in, but anyway, yeah, it sounded great, but she would have periods of lag where it would like lock the video and her audio for a good 15 seconds. Well, I post these on, I strip the audio off and put it on Spotify, iTunes, like pretty much every podcast app out there. And so I'll cut those pieces out because I want the conversation to flow.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and so when I do that with a live stream, it's just a lot more difficult to go back in
Yeah.
and do that. So I always record these and then fix those kind of things or whatever, and then post it later.
Yeah, you do a lot of these, man. And editing's no
Oh
fun.
yeah.
Like I get stuck on editing for hours. Like it drives me insane. So props to you, man. That's a lot of
Oh,
work.
thank you, thank you. Well, I gotta say though, doing these, like editing these, is way easier. It's the easiest videos I've ever edited since we started our channel,
Yeah.
because there's not a lot of. I really only have to scan through really quickly to see or kind of remember where those lag parts were or whatever. Or if somebody says something during the podcast, and they're because we'll get off on tangents, we're just talking about whatever, family or whatever. And I remember a couple times, two different people had asked me, "Hey, can you cut that out?" Or they said someone's name that they weren't supposed to. They're supposed to say their
Yeah.
call sign.
Definitely. Yeah. Respect that
uh,
for sure.
yeah, so I go in and make sure I cut that kind of stuff out. Somebody was talking about their family and something with one of their family members that was kind of personal,
Yeah.
and afterwards, and it was part of the story he was telling, but afterwards he was like, "Hey, can you not put that in there? Just in
Yeah, yeah.
case somebody in his family listens." It wasn't talking negative. It was just something personal. So I go in and cut that out. So I like to record these really for kind of make it a cleaner audio, or easier to listen to when you're listening on your like on Spotify or something. So
I respect that. As a socially awkward
thank you.
person, would
Yeah.
totally respect that. So you can make me seem as less awkward as possible. I will
Oh,
appreciate.
I'm always trying to promote somebody. Absolutely. I would never make somebody look bad on here.
Oh, it's all
Uh,
right. I do it
yeah.
to myself on a daily basis,
So
so
do
it's
I.
fine.
I always do it. Like for me, that's gone. I ruined that, years ago. So,
Yeah, we have our live stream every Monday, and I'm pretty sure each time I make a complete ass out of myself somewhere or another. Like if I butcher like the name of a gun or something that we're bringing in, it happens
oh yeah,
at least once every live stream, like at least once.
for
Yeah,
sure.
but
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
part of it. That's part of it. Well,
So
welcome to the podcast.
yeah, thanks for having me, man. Like
I
I've
was
been
really excited to talk with you.
yeah, same. I've been listening to him all day.
Oh
And
shit.
yeah,
Okay.
no, you put in work. You put
Thank
in a
you.
lot of work. You
Thank
could
you.
tell that you're very dedicated to this. So I respect that. Thanks for asking me to be on.
Absolutely. I've, it's, if you've seen, well, I'm sure you've had a YouTube channel for like a year. You're pretty
Yeah,
new with it. YouTube channel. You're taking
yeah.
off. You've got a lot of subs, growing, and you are very active in the airsoft community. Like you
I
travel.
try. I do. So that's kind of something I've been working out or like planning for, I guess, like 6 months or so. What I wanted to do was travel to all different airsoft fields around the country, wherever, eventually, maybe to other countries, just to see their experience, their community, how they do things differently. Because on the East Coast, it's primarily the same thing. You see the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And it kind of stemmed from something that I was doing in school, which was East Coast versus West Coast. What is the difference? And then I was thinking, I was like, why don't we take that everywhere and do videos traveling everywhere? So that was my first ever, I guess, in the series. Next weekend, I'll be traveling to Virginia.
Oh wow.
This weekend for the
Oh
Valhalla CSL seating event. But
yeah.
I don't want it to primarily be beat soft, so I kind of want to drag it out to like other milsims. It is milsim season coming up, so I'll have a
Yeah.
lot of those opportunities, I believe.
That is awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I've been watching a lot of your videos and on your channel, and well, when I first started following you on Instagram, just probably a month ago, I I saw you were going to, or you were at, was it SS Airsoft with C7 Viper for his birthday?
Oh
Was that
no,
in Georgia?
that was for his birthday was actually at a field that we're opening up in Pearl River, New York.
Oh,
Yeah, so I work for a company called Full Auto Airsoft. I do like their social media. And it turns out that John, the owner, and C7 used to play back in the day. And
oh shit.
John didn't know that C7 was getting, was on even on YouTube.
Oh my
And
God.
so, yeah, we had sent him a patch, and then C7 recognized him immediately and started posting pictures of them back in the day. So, they ended up doing a rendezvous, and then we brought him to the field before it was even opened, and we had his birthday there, which was
Oh,
really, really
that's
nice. There's
cool.
this amazing barbecue. Well, it's actually a distillery, but they have barbecue,
Nice.
top notch. If you're ever, where do you live?
Perfect combination.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Where are you from?
I'm in South Carolina.
Okay, you're not too far.
No,
Too
you're in
far.
New Jersey, right?
Yeah, we're in New
Uh,
Jersey.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll be making my way. I'm going to Florida in July to check out a couple places as well.
Okay.
But if you're ever up north, you should stop by. Do
Yeah.
you play airsoft still?
No. So
No.
yeah, so that's the question I get a lot when I talk to people on here because, well, I'm doing the podcast and it's like, like last weekend I was talking to somebody, they're like, "Yeah, it was really nice out," because they live in North Carolina, the guys I was talking to. And I said, "Yeah, it was really nice here." And he said, "Yeah, we went out and played, And he's like, "Oh, did you go play?" And I was like, "No, I haven't played. I played paintball, and I've only, as far as on here, all I've done is run the channel. So I started the channel, ran the channel, and in our social stuff, these guys. So two of my sons. So if you've ever seen any of our videos, we have four of us on here. Two of them are my older sons, and one of them is their good friend who got them into airsoft as adults. They've known him, they grew up with him. And my kids played when they were like 10 and 12 with the little springers, in the backyard, that kind of thing. But I was paralyzed with an illness a few years ago, and it lasted for a lot longer than I wanted. It was a couple years. And so when I was able to kind of walk around the house, barely or whatever, I needed something to do. So I started two other channels before the Airsoft channel, and just to keep me sane, to be honest. So when these guys came home from an event, just like a 1 day thing or whatever, they were talking about it, and I was like, "What, Airsoft? That's some bullshit. That's like little kid stuff. I swear. I was one of those guys because I had played so much paintball from like 95 to 2000, 2001. And so I hadn't seen the new Airsoft. I never watched a video on it. I didn't know anything about it. The last I knew of it was the little Springers I bought them when they, 10 years ago. So they come in and they're like, no, no, we got to show you these guns because they knew how, when I was talking. And so they brought one in and I was like, because my sons have like AR-15, like we have real steel guns and stuff. And so does her friend. And so anyway, they brought one in and I was like, yeah, like, okay, you got a new AR, whatever. And they're like, no, this is Airsoft because they took the orange tip off. They put a,
Hmm.
suppressor on it. I was like, get out of here. And it was like a full metal. I don't even know what brand it was, but it was badass. And they're like, here, hold it. I was like, what? So from then on, I was really excited because, that's one thing that paintball was missing was like that replica thing. And then also the mil sim kind of experience,
Right.
because paintball was really kind of mostly just like the speedball stuff.
Hmm.
So they got into it. Well, I was still, I couldn't really walk too much. So I was like, we should start an airsoft channel on this. I'll film you guys. I was already doing another, couple other channels. So and learn how to edit and everything. So anyway, that's how the channel started. So my and then since then, my experience, I still can't walk very fast. I do work. I get out of the house. I've been working for a year now. Thank God, or else I would have killed myself.
No.
but I'm very slow, that kind of thing. So I can't really jog or run or even walk even halfway fast. But uh,
Hey,
I'm
that's all right.
getting
Me
there.
too. I have
So,
I have asthma and like
oh
it's
yeah.
it's really bad, which is kind of where like the slow QB came in.
Mm.
I have to send you a patch then because you keep saying how slow you are. You're part of the gang.
Oh shit. Okay, I
I'll,
didn't. Okay.
so yeah,
Yeah.
I started slow QB.
Oh, I see it right there
Oh,
behind you on the
where?
bottom.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So yeah, we have slow QB, and
Oh, okay.
that's because people used to make fun of me because I would run in, but then like die immediately because I have asthma. So I started just taking my time, and
Yeah.
that's where slow QB kind of came in, and also because I wouldn't say I'm completely put into one section like a speed soft or milsim. I
Right.
like to play both. I don't like to put myself into one category. So
Sure.
that's kind of where that came from.
Okay. I would
Yeah.
be glad to be part of that. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I'll send you a bunch of the patches. Some of the new
Hell
ones that
yeah.
came out too, definitely.
Yeah, so I've gone to a couple events with these guys, but it's only been at there's a field. It's about an hour and a half away from us. It's a CQB field, indoor, so everything's flat. Concrete floor, something I can walk on easily, and I've only filmed. So I am going to my first mill sim in 3 weeks at Stonebreaker at GTI in South Carolina, and I'm going there to as a press pass. So I'm gonna walk as much as I can and go film and take pictures of these guys on the field. But it'll be my first major event. So
That's I love doing press. I don't know if
yeah,
you've seen my videos with Grimnir Tactical. I am like an
no,
immersive press.
okay,
So it's like a fully immersive milsim set in like the future. The universe is fighting against each other, and I'm part of Soul System News Network,
oh
where we're
shit,
just a newscast that follows the IGC specifically,
yeah,
and there's been times where we were almost captured. It's amazing. Like
oh
we're
that
on the
sounds
ground
awesome.
with them, but oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. If you ever get the chance to go to a Grimnir event, I'll put you on a Soul System News Network with me. You could be pressed with me.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. We need more people on the ground. It's
hell
so
yeah,
fun. But if you're ever in New Jersey too, you should come to Full Auto Arena because it is an indoor arena,
yeah.
and it's not just catered to Speedsoft. We have like Milsim nights where everyone takes their time clearing rooms. It might be something good for you.
Oh,
Good
that's
way to
cool.
introduce yourself
Yeah,
into airsoft and
right.
at a slower pace.
Yeah, I know. I so the funny thing is like I'm doing these podcasts on an airsoft channel and I'm talking about airsoft. I'm asking people about airsoft. They're like they I get the funniest looks. They're like, "Oh, did you go play?" No, I don't play. Like I haven't played, and since paintball. And they're like for like a full minute like, am I on an airsoft podcast? I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on. So, so when we started, of course, we were doing all these. We mostly did like unboxings and reviews, and we didn't have a whole lot of gameplay. So, we'd film all that, and I'd edit everything, and then when these guys got busy, just life stuff happened, with their relationships and their jobs, and so our channel, we didn't have hardly any video, and then I started working and I started construction. Me and a buddy flip houses, so I can work at my own pace. But for 7 hours, that kicks my ass.
Oh, for
Like
sure.
up and down stairs, carrying drywall. Like I have to go very, very slow. So by the time I would get home, I'm like, so like the first 2 months, I didn't do shit with our channel. I was exhausted. So I was like, man, I want to do something for our, because once you start, well, once you start meeting people, it you start making that connection with a bunch of people on your channel and talking with them and stuff. It, I wanted to do things, for the channel.
Hmm.
So I was like, well, I had been talking to these guys on, through here, like on gaming nights and stuff like that. So maybe I'll just do that and record it, and we'll just talk about how they got started in airsoft, and that's kind of where the podcast came from. It wasn't like, oh, I know all this stuff about airsoft, so let me talk to somebody about it. No, it's
Well, it's kind of a cool way for you to be involved in what your kids are involved in as well.
right.
It kind of brings you together and be able to experience what they're experiencing through a different aspect of it. I respect that. And like, I would have
Yeah,
never have known if you didn't tell me
sure.
that you never played airsoft. You're
Yeah.
you're you're an airsofter for sure. You're
I
a
know. I
soul
was thinking about
softer.
that. I was thinking about that today, like updating our bio on something, whatever, and like the airsoft podcast, talking with other airsofters. I was like, no, because I'm not really an airsofter, So talking with good airsofters, something like that. But yeah, I mean, I feel like one because all the guns we get, we go out and I go out in the backyard. We when we review them, I shoot them, I test them, stuff like that. But and we've shot each other. Listen,
If you've been
like,
shot, you can consider yourself an
oh,
airsofter.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you scroll through our Instagram way down, you'll see a picture. It might be like a really short video as well of me holding my hand up like this. It is dripping blood, and there's probably a
Mhm.
hundred marks on this thing
Well,
because I was talking shit about airsoft for the first month that we did our channel, and I'm like, there's no way it hurts. Paintball hurts. This doesn't. I,
Mhm.
I, I load these magazines. These things are light as hell. There's no way. Yeah. So I'm like, yep. Look, I got my beer, and I'm going. We just got done reviewing this. It was a Sterling that we got in a mystery box. Things shooting 380 FPS with point twos.
Yeah.
I don't know, 20 rounds or 18 rounds a second. 90 round mid cap, full mag. Dump the mag on my hand. Go on. And they were about 40 feet away. I was like, come on, it ain't even gonna hurt. Go on. And I'm standing there, no glasses, no, bro. I'm just like, this is okay. And so they start, and once they start, and I'm clenching my fists, and all those tendons on there, bro. I'm telling you, and my knuckles, and I'm going about 5 seconds. I was like, okay, yep, I got it. So,
You win.
uh, I mean, I clenched my teeth so hard because I didn't want to show pain because I'm sitting here talking shit for a month.
The
But
hands
I'm
are the
like,
worst too. You're
it
very
was,
brave.
it
I
was dripping
couldn't.
blood, and they're like, "We told you, we didn't want to shoot it at you, but but anyway."
That
So
is
I learned my
not the
lesson.
first place you're supposed to get shot at. Like I know people that like will stand like far in the backyard and get shot in like the back. I think that's painful too. But
Yeah,
hands, No,
It
you're out of
was
your mind. You're
and
out
it
of
was my
your
right hand which I was using for the mouse to edit, and I could barely move my fingers because my tendons are so wrecked for like 3 days. So I never talk shit about airsoft again. And it actually made me respect it more, to be honest, and get more interested in it. So I was like, okay, this is cool. But yeah, it hurt.
Yeah, it hurts. It
Yeah,
definitely
that's
hurts.
cool.
In California, their I guess feet per second rule is oh I mean FPS rule is not the same as New Jersey because most indoor places won't allow you to go over 350.
Mm,
At Battle Lab, they allowed 400 FPS and they had like no MED. I think with 400 FPS you had a 10-foot minimum engagement,
gotcha.
and it hurt. It was very dark in there. Don't get
Mm,
me wrong, I had like the best time ever. It was so much fun. Like the
yeah,
Chairsoft, amazing event. I had I would go back in a heartbeat, but it was a little intimidating at first, knowing that you're going to be shot at 400 FPS at 10 feet away. And oh yeah,
yeah,
you could go full auto too, which we don't typically allow in New Jersey either, unfortunately. But
gotcha.
yeah, it was fun.
The event that I went to with these guys to film, it was a
Mm.
CQB. They do the same thing down here in South Carolina. It was 400, and there was no MED, and people are just running through there. You know, it's a really small field, so I'm walking around. They gave me a riot shield, and I'm holding my phone behind it because I didn't want my phone to get cracked, and I'm filming through that. And somebody did shoot me in the back a couple times with just with a pistol. And he was like, "Oh, sorry, man." I turned around. I had a vest thing on, whatever, and he just peeked around the corner and saw me. But I didn't get lit up at 10 feet with 400 uh,
Yeah.
full auto in my back, thank God, or else I'd have been on my knees.
I don't know what it is. I guess New Jersey or like the East. I wouldn't even say the East Coast because that's the East Coast too. I guess they're. I guess insurance. They have to
Sure,
have a certain amount, but yeah, no, that's what I want to go find out. That's why I want to go travel places. I want to see what the other rules are, how the people are living, the community. Like that's what I'm excited about. I'm trying to show like the positive side of airsoft.
sure.
Like because if you go on YouTube and search airsoft right now, it'll be cheater, 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 mag
Yep,
dump. Like every possible toxic trait of airsoft will show up, and with millions of views.
yep,
Yeah, I might never get to that point with millions of views, but at least I'm going to be showing the side of airsoft that got me into it. I'm not trying to
right,
show newcomers like the shittiest parts of airsoft when that's
exactly,
I would say 10% of or not even 10% of the whole, experience that you're going to have.
right,
So that I just I feel like it's very misrepresented in on YouTube
yeah,
and in most social media. I wouldn't
yeah,
say
I
most,
agree.
the majority of it.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny how those things get pushed too, like suggested and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if it's
Yeah,
because it gain, I understand a lot of people want to see the drama, with certain things, but yeah, it's everyone I've talked to, hands down, has felt the same way as you. They're whether they've had a YouTube channel or not, most of them have Instagrams that they post, and they don't like that negative stuff. They want to promote the positive,
right.
and they don't like how that is kind of more popular and giving
It's,
airsoft kind of a bad name.
it's very unfortunate. It sucks.
So you went to. I was really excited to hear about a couple of places you went because, well, one of them was the C7. Getting together with C7 Viper, say it, and
Yeah. We
and
went
how that came about. That was really cool.
Yeah, we actually went to his field as well and got
Okay.
to play a zombie game, which I've been slowly editing the footage for. It's hysterical though. It
Yeah.
was so fun. The community there is amazing because it's all his friends primarily, and everyone there is just great. He did a raffle amongst his friends. He is probably the most genuine airsofter I've ever
Yeah.
met. He doesn't let the fame or I don't even like calling it that, but like the clout, I
Right.
guess, get to his
Sure.
head because he is. the most down to earth person. I think he answers every single DM that he gets,
Yeah,
every comment that he gets. He's just C7, you know.
right. Yeah,
But
I noticed that right away when I had not. He wasn't actually like come up in my suggested. It was probably a year and a half ago. One of our guys, or somebody from that followed us, Caleb Tucker, Airsoft. He he told me about him, about C7,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh, I want to watch his. So I went and started watching uh, all these unboxings because that's what
So
we were
many.
doing the same. So I was like, whoa, this is cool. He's getting all these like each. There's four of us. Each of us would get our own box, but he's getting four boxes on his own, and his wife would get one or
So
whatever.
many.
And
There's
I was like, bro, he's getting all this stuff. Yeah, it was cool. It was
Yeah,
fun.
he it's literally walking into a store when you see his his airsoft area. He even has an airsoft museum. Like
Oh, that's cool.
it's the coolest thing ever.
Now, is he? What state is he in? I thought he was in Michigan, but
I
somebody
think it
said it was
was
somewhere else.
With Delaware.
Oh, okay.
Delaware.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that's a little closer, I think, to here than Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that would
Yeah,
be
that's
pretty
cool.
insane if you drove up from Michigan each time to come play at the Full Auto Airsoft
Right.
and SS Airsoft.
Oh,
The
for
hike.
real.
Yeah.
So the other thing I saw recently on your channel, you had a video of you going to Evic or Evike, however somebody's supposed to pronounce it, out in California, right?
Yes. So that was part of the trip out to California. My friend Scotto had picked me up super early in the morning. I was primarily there just for Chairsoft, and he had this whole itinerary planned for me. He's like, "So we're going to Evike, and then we're going to N1, and then we're going to Chairsoft." So it was an entire day of airsoft. But Evike is massive. It is
Really?
huge. The video couldn't even capture it enough because there were so many parts that I was missing in the video. If you buy a gun from there, there is an entire like massive area shooting range for you to try it out with their electric targets.
Oh shit.
And then there's an upstairs that's fully fishing gear. There's They don't even have like 90% of their stuff on the walls. They have this thing. I don't know if you saw it on the video. It's a fish tank.
Yeah.
So they have
I
this
saw
fish,
that. Yeah.
yeah, a fish tank, and then there's computers surrounding it. And if you go on their website and you find an item that you can't find on the wall, you go up to the cashier, you print it out, you bring it to the cashier, and they will find the order in the back warehouse, which I couldn't see because they won't let anyone back there. But I got like a small glimpse of it, but it is like triple the size of the store itself.
Oh
And they
my
just have
gosh.
so much. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Very difficult not to spend every last dollar there, that's for sure.
That is so funny. Yeah. Well, it was really cool to see that you went there because when we started our channel, I was like, when I'm able to get out of the house and do all this stuff, I want to go and all of these different airsoft stores and like interview these guys. Like, how did they start out? Were they originally paintball stores and changed over, or like their history or whatever. And then as I started getting better, and then everything shut down because of the air's on
Mhm.
fire with some fake disease or whatever. No, just with COVID. But anyway, I so I was like, well, I guess we'll wait. But yeah, I saw your video out there, and it was really cool. I didn't see the fish tank thing. I think I saw a picture. I was thinking
So
of a
it's just
picture
a
of your
tank.
Instagram. Yeah, like
I
an
don't know if you
aquarium
remember
or
the
something.
yeah, I don't remember know if you remember the show Tanked back in the day where they would build like these bougie ass fish tanks for people.
Oh no, I never seen it.
So I found out that they were the ones that built that fish tank for Evic. It was like the
Oh,
show
that's
on
cool.
Discovery. Yeah, I had no idea because I used to watch that show, I guess, before I played Airsoft.
Yeah,
I had no idea that they were on it, but it makes sense. It's literally the coolest thing ever.
that
But
is cool. I'll go back and
Yeah,
watch that video again and see and try to find that part. Yeah, that's I love when stores have, something special like that that's different, you know.
yeah,
It's kind of cool.
yeah. I'm excited to see other places and see what they also have to offer. I know Evic is like a whole nother ball game though, because they're a huge distributor and
Right.
manufacture. Well, I don't know. Do they They kind of manufacture, right?
Yeah, they got the EMG series, so they
EMG, right?
do parts of their own guns, I think. So anyway,
Yeah.
if
Okay.
you show a gun on live stream, it's supposed to shut off the live stream. I've tested it because guys will be on here. I'm talking to them like this, and we did, when I first started doing these podcasts, and we would do a live stream, and they're like, "Hey," and I'd ask them about one of their guns, they just got, and they're like, "Here, let me show it." And then I'm like, "Yeah, let me see it." And they're like, "Oh no, we can't do it because it'll shut down the live stream." I'm like, "I don't know, let's try it." I like to push the limits, let's go ahead and see. And I'll tell everybody, hey, before you show it, hey, everybody, if the live stream goes out, we'll be back in a minute, okay? So,
So I
yeah,
know
but anyway.
TikTok is the same way when it comes to that. Like, uh,
Oh, okay.
I've done a live stream though, same thing. Never had any issues with them shutting it down. Although I have been shadow banned on TikTok for oh god, a couple months now. They
Yeah.
boosted me all the way up to like 50K subscribers on there,
Wow.
and then immediately like no views whatsoever.
That's weird, isn't it?
It's so weird. Yeah, I can never get the algorithm right. That's like a whole another side of social media that I'll never understand. I'm just here for the like good vibes, good time. I
Yeah,
don't know any of
absolutely.
I don't know about any of that other stuff.
Yeah, it's so I think when right after they changed all these rules too, there was a lot of guys that and friends of mine that that I follow that started doing disclaimers on the beginning of their videos for an unboxing or whatever, and they were talking about, and I texted a couple of them like, why are you doing a disclaimer? I sent them a private message or whatever. I wasn't gonna blast it on the comments, whatever. I was like, why are you doing a disclaimer, bro? That's not gonna work. It's not gonna help. So they'd be like, well, I heard that it helps, monetization or whatever. I'm like, fuck them, bro. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna. First of all, that's not why they're doing it. They don't. There's nothing in their rules that say you need a disclaimer.
Yeah, and what's to
So
stop people from using real steel and doing the same disclaimer? Like
right.
on TikTok, I have seen people post real steel shooting and hashtag airsoft toy gun in it. I'm like, bro, this is the reason
Oh
why.
my
this,
God.
this is why I'm shadow banned because of people like that. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. Like I
Oh, it's
literally take
crazy.
apart the guns on there, and you can obviously tell that
Yeah.
it's straight up airsoft. And no, no,
It doesn't matter anymore. Well, at least on YouTube, it doesn't matter anymore because Nerf gun, airsoft gun, real steel gun, they're all clumped into the same thing. So I was doing a podcast with somebody, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, and they said, I'm showing this pistol. Uh, it is, and he was talking to me. And then all of a sudden he breaks into this like disclaimer thing. It's an airsoft gun. It's not a real gun. Okay. Just so you guys know. And I'm like, bro, this is my video. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I won't monetize it anyway. I don't care.
yeah,
So he's like, oh, okay. Well, I'm like, bro, you don't have to say that because it's not going to help. It's all clumped into the same thing. They don't care if it's airsoft. That's considered real steel to them as far as the
yeah,
terms of service.
crazy.
But anyway, yeah. So that's been a change in the last year and a half. I mean, there's so much content that gets loaded to YouTube, in 24-hour period. I can't imagine they could keep up with
Oh, definitely not.
every channel all the time, like to try to implement this thing. So
Knock on wood. You know, one day they'll find a way. They'll find a
yeah, oh,
way.
they found us right away. I think because I started talking shit about it right when it changed. So I released a video like I don't know, 2 3 weeks after they changed the terms of service, and we saw our views go, like
Shadow
big time
banned.
down. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So it was, and then on our Discord here on our Discord that you're using now, we there were a bunch of chatter in there when I would release a video. These guys would go in there and go, "You released a video?" Because I might have made a comment in there. I was talking, somebody asked me something. I was like, "Oh yeah, I just reviewed this gun or whatever." And they're like, "There's a new video up. I am
Mhm.
subscribed and I have the bell clicked and I didn't get notified." And then once this person said that, like all these people in our Discord said that.
That
I think we
sucks.
had like 120 or 150 people on our Discord at the time, and all these people were like saying this stuff, right? And so anyway, the guy that I had, the young guy that I had running the Discord for us, or setting it up, whatever, he was like, "Oh, I'll fix that." So he put a bot in for our Discord that links to our YouTube channel. That every time I upload a video, it pops up on the Discord.
Nice,
So
yeah.
now everyone sees it, and then they don't have to rely on the YouTube notification. But anyway, I was like, so once that kind of started happening, I was like, okay, well, whatever. I'm not gonna fight it. Uh, there's no point. And then I still enjoy what I'm doing. I
Right.
still enjoy, getting these guns, trying them out, talking with all the community, talking with all our friends. I made a ton of friends on here. And quite honestly, in the mental state that I was in at the time when we started the channel, because I was on some medication, I was on steroids and stuff to try to help me move around and walk. Uh, I would have some difficult days where I'd be like roid raging. Okay, so doing these videos and like interacting with people on here was it really saved me. So I really I don't care what YouTube does. I'm still gonna do this as long as we're
Heck
able
yeah.
to. Yeah, yeah, for real.
No, the airsoft community, I feel like we're all just a bunch of people from fucked up situations in one way or another, and
Yeah,
I found lifelong friends through this. So
yeah,
yeah, I know where you're at right now, man.
awesome.
It's how are you doing now though? You okay?
I'm doing good. Yeah,
I mean, it
yeah,
looks like
yeah,
you're happy. You got your thing.
yeah.
You
I
need a
am
thing.
happy.
You always need a thing.
Got to have a thing, man. You got to have a purpose. You got
Yeah.
to have some kind of drive and focus, and that's why I love seeing your stuff that you're out on the move. Like you're going. You were in California. Then you
Hmm.
did some other event, and then you were a C7 Viper. Then you were with, do, you just posted something else with the Chairsoft thing, and like you're on the go. I appreciate that.
I'm trying to be. I'm trying not to stay in one area. I don't think
Yeah,
you get the whole full picture of Airsoft if you just stay in one section of
for
it.
sure.
There's always amazing people elsewhere. And I've made friends from all over the world. Like you said, from doing just being involved in Airsoft in general. Like people in this community, I would say 90% or even more, like before, they just got nothing but love and support for
Yeah,
anyone else that's in the community. And that is absolute utmost respect for, this community in general.
yeah, for real.
Yeah.
So I had a couple questions for you, um, because I'm very interested in how. So have you been in airsoft for longer than like when you started your YouTube channel? Like what led to you getting airsoft, and then also what led to you getting into starting your own YouTube channel?
So I would say I've been involved in Airsoft like full on, like a year and a half. I, messed around every once in a while before that. And then I did paintball, back in the day with all the guys. So, like, it was a gradual thing. And then, fine, I'll do it because, I think everybody kind of started around the same time if they did start when it was just like a COVID, everybody kind of
Yeah,
started during COVID and we have nothing
sure.
better to do. So that's kind of where I started, like right at the peak, the beginning of COVID.
Yeah,
And then what got me into airsoft, video games. Billy brought a Glock and over and I thought it was real and it turned into this whole thing and then he showed me that it wasn't. But I also like had like the Springers from Tractor Supply since I was a kid. So I don't know. It's kind of
Oh
hard to
my
say when
gosh.
I've actually started because it's always kind of
Sure.
been around.
Yeah.
But like full blown into it, making a living, working in the airsoft industry, a year and a half. We'll say
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there another
That's
part
good.
to that question that I missed? I'm sure there was because I have like ADD and I only focus on like one thing at a
Oh no,
time.
you're good. You're awesome. No, that was a great answer for real.
All right, cool.
I just I always stay quiet, and if somebody wants to elaborate or whatever, because I have a habit of cutting people off sometimes because I don't know if they want to talk, and, so so I'll just wait. If there's a lull, I can just edit it out, and it sounds really smooth in the conversation. But uh, yeah, so and then what I guess what made you start the YouTube channel?
The guys like with Instagram and everything, people were like, "Oh, you should start one." I'm like, No, respectfully. And then I don't know, just I started seeing like the other women on Instagram that were actually doing it because I didn't want to seem like I don't know, just I saw like really respectable women on Instagram on YouTube. I
Yeah,
was like, you know what? I'll do it. I'll try it. So I tried it, and the amount of love I got like immediately
right.
was overwhelming. Um, but people convinced me to start posting gameplay, so I started doing that at first, and then I guess going to film school kind of pushed me to keep making more content to try to make my film making, which is mediocre at best, because I'm starting at like the bottom. Like I'm with a bunch of people that have been doing this for a while, and I don't even know the settings on my camera. Like, what does this do? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I mention that all the time. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just winging this whole thing. So, if my videos look like shit, I did that. I definitely did
Hey,
that.
that's
There's
part of
no
the learning
excuse.
process. Yeah,
But yeah, that's what it is for me. It's a learning process. It's me sharing my experiences with people because I want to show that other part of airsoft that isn't really shown on YouTube. So
right.
it's been a majority of certain things because I talk to a lot of newcomers in airsoft, and I feel like that's the most intimidating thing for them is to see such like in this part of airsoft that's just constant toxicity over and over and over again.
Right.
And there's no one, I mean, there's a lot of people actually that do show that positive side, but like I said, if you search it, that's what comes up first.
Hmm.
And it probably will always come up first if
Right.
I'm being honest, but just to
Yeah,
give
sure.
give that, you know, option. I don't know. I'm doing it for me, but I'm also trying to do it for the community just to show a better side of it.
Good.
Yeah.
So
It's
how do you feel being a very small percentage of
hey,
female players on the field?
I no, we're
and
growing.
positive,
We're
and
we're
positive,
growing. We are
Yeah.
growing. I
Oh,
it
I
is
know.
outrageous to see how many women are joining this, and it makes me
Well,
so
I was going to
happy.
ask you about that because I don't follow like Women's Day thing or whatever, I mean,
Mhm,
not because I don't like it or whatever. I grew up with two sisters. I don't have a brother. I grew up with two sisters. I'm all, hey, I'm 100% for like equal everything, you
mhm,
know, especially when I was growing up with my sisters. Like they get equal treatment that I get, okay? So, you know, but it's a big thing that I guess in airsoft, where especially in the UK, all these girls I've been talking to in the UK, that is a huge area that there's a lot of females getting into it because like their boyfriends, or maybe they got into it because growing up in paintball, or they were exposed to it
mhm,
at a young age or whatever, and they go to these fields in their areas, and they're maybe one or two girls there. And here in South Carolina, we had these guys have been to a handful of mill sims down here with hundreds of people, at the mill sim, and there's not one female player.
Yeah.
So it is, but in different areas, it's a huge growing thing. And I saw this, I've been following the Women for Airsoft thing on Instagram because all the girls in the UK that I've talked to have been part of that. And,
Hmm.
and they started this UCAL thing. So it's UK Airsoft Ladies. They're going to have a big event in June over there. They're trying to get a
Yes.
full, enough women to form a full team to have the girls against the guys is what they want to do.
I
And I
saw
think
that.
it's fucking cool. I
I
think
wish
it's
I could
cool.
make it out there for that. That is
Yeah.
amazing what they're doing. I think they better film that because I want to see that. I want to watch the ladies kick the ass, like kick major ass. I want to see it. Film
Yeah.
it.
I think it'd be
Film
cool.
it. No, yeah,
We'll
it's
see. We'll see how it turns out. I don't know if they'll kick ass, but
they
maybe
will.
they'll
It's
not get their ass
scientific.
kicked. Maybe it'll be
It's
kind of even.
it's scientifically proven that women can take way more pain than men. So, and we're
Oh yeah.
smart. We're
Y'all
smarter.
have babies, okay?
Facts.
We
Not
don't we
me,
don't want
but
that shit.
me neither. But I know women that have, and I know I couldn't, but you can, and y'all are badass for that. But yeah, no. Yeah,
You know
I'd
what's
love to
funny
see that.
is when every single girl I talk to that has started airsoft, they get, bro, they're like, no, I don't want to go. No, I don't want to go. And then they finally go, and now they're a
Full
thousand
blown.
fucking percent.
Yeah, I
So
don't think it's there's no like in between. It's
yeah,
either you're in it or you're not in it, or you're like completely full blown into it.
yeah.
I think women are just like super dedicated to stuff. That's just how, like, for
Oh
most women, you know.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I of course, like I said, I have two sisters I grew up with, and then I've been married 30 years. Uh, and so my wife, and then we have two daughters. We have five kids, three boys and two girls. And I treated every single one of my kids the same. So my girls, boys, like, and I taught my girls to be strong and independent as well. Like, this is, you don't lean on someone else. You take care of
Exactly.
yourself. Yeah. And I didn't like the old school thinking that I was kind of raised with, back in the 70s, because I thought it was a little unfair, like
Oh, for sure.
for women.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
this mindset of your only goal is to graduate high school and find a guy
Yeah.
to rely on. I'm like, uh, no, don't
No
do that.
way. My mom is probably the most badass out there. She's a single mom of two. She taught me my entire life to never, exactly like what you said, never rely on anyone for anything. If
Yeah,
there's anything that needs to be done, you can do it, and you could probably do it better.
right.
And she manages an entire farm, up in New York,
Okay,
all by herself. She's the one that taught me how to use power tools. She's the one that taught me how, like, to pretty much do everything that a man can do, but by myself, because I guess she was my mom and my dad growing up, and
right,
and she taught me everything a dad could. I guarantee it. So
right.
she's the most badass woman in the world. Maybe, yeah, you are, mom. If you're watching this, because I will force you to watch it or listen to it, you're the most badass. I love you.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah,
Now,
she's the
did
bomb.
you grew up in New York and on a farm or in that kind of
Only
environment?
only just like for the past 8 years, I would say.
Yeah.
I only lived there for like 3 years, and then I moved back to New Jersey. We grew up in New Jersey primarily.
Mm.
But that was always her dream, was to move to a farm, own horses, own chickens, and she ended up buying a horse farm, and that's what she does now. She's
Holy
living the
cow.
life, man.
That is crazy. Yeah. That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, so much work.
You can't skip that one. That's not something you can call out. Okay. You
No,
can't be like, hey, I'm not coming in today because I don't feel well. The horses are like, fuck you, man. I need fed.
exactly. No, she'll just call me and be like, Jess, can you come do this? She, every like couple times a year, I'll go there and watch all the animals for a week or so because she needs a well-deserved vacation. But it's
Sure.
peaceful. I love it out there. It is gorgeous.
Okay.
Eventually, maybe that's like the end game for me too. Have a nice farm or like a ranch out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's the dream, right? Just peace
There's
and
well, I guess everyone's different. We have
yeah,
friends that family friends and stuff that they love the urban, downtown living, city life and stuff. I feel the same way as you. My wife does too. Like kind of out away from that kind of stuff.
yeah,
Have some land and neighbors that aren't that close because
yeah. Facts.
might throw
Exactly.
an empty beer can at your head. So, but yeah, I think a lot of people that have not been to New York think that there's not farms in New York. There's not like woods in New York
So it's
because,
two
yeah,
separate New York. So New York
right.
City is its own entity, and then there's upstate New York, which is massive, and it is primarily just farms and well, just a lot of land. It's you know complete. You look at New York City, imagine the complete opposite. That is upstate New York for you,
Yeah,
pretty much in a nutshell. But the community out there, like community's everything out there. Like
yeah.
you go to one of the farms over there, and they have these stands where they have their eggs, the meat, these full walk-in areas, and
Oh, yeah.
nobody's working them. They leave the cash register there. They leave the prices. You take what you want. You leave your money. You go. The trust. You don't
Wow.
get that in the city. And it's just anybody will be there to help you. If you need something, you'll have 20 people helping you. You post something on Facebook that you need help with something, you'll get a list of recommendations, or people will just show up there to help you themselves. It's
You
just,
know,
it's so different. You don't get
I'm
that in the
glad you said
city.
that because there's so many people in the last probably 5 years that think that, because they only watch social media,
Mm,
that if that, like, that would never happen. Like, you can't trust anyone. Everyone's looters. Everyone's going to
no.
steal shit. Everyone's going to, burn down your
Mm,
shit. And, uh, and if you just shut that stuff off for a little while and just go out in the real world, just go, live your life for a week without watching all that negative news stuff. You'll see, like, oh, I went to the gas station, everyone was nice. I went to the grocery store, everyone was nice.
yeah.
I had a flat tire, somebody come and help me. Or you helped somebody, and races don't matter.
No,
Like,
not at
not
all.
as much as what you see online. And so,
Yeah, none.
when you're talking about those, like the open markets, we have that here as well, where we live. Literally right behind us, a mile down the road, we have a little area where we have a bunch of local farmers here in Fountain Inn, South Carolina, that put up every weekend in the summer, fall, spring, summer. They do all the open market stuff,
Mhm.
and it is like it's a community event. Where they're support everyone in the community is supporting these farmers. You get great fresh produce and
Mhm.
meats and all kind of shit. It's like uh, there's still that happens. Not everyone is just on,
Of course, yeah.
all that kind of negative stuff, whatever that we see all the time.
Yeah, but New York State is completely different than
Yeah.
New York City.
Well,
Although
it
I
gets the
love New
most
York City
attention.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, have you been to like the city, like live there, or just
Never.
visited?
So where I live in New Jersey is pretty close to the city. I would say like 20-minute drive.
Mm,
But we actually just went out there. I don't know if you know the band August Burns Red.
what is it now?
August Burns Red.
No.
It's a metal band, and
Oh, I love metal.
you should check them out. The lead singer plays Airsoft, and
Oh shit.
yeah, so
Okay.
he's just like pick a day and then you could come. So we went out there and it was the most amazing show ever. It was so fun. Because
Oh,
I used
that's
to do
cool.
that. Like growing up, we would go to concerts all the time, like concerts and in like church basements,
Yeah.
shows, not concerts. But
Right.
that was my childhood. Just like every weekend. What show are we going to? Bloomfield Ave Cafe, Maxwell's, everywhere. That was my passion growing up. So
Okay.
it was really cool to find, the lead singer of a band that I grew up on was playing
Yeah.
at these events that I was going to, and I didn't even know it was him until like after the fact. So I found him
Okay.
on Instagram on the event page,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you look familiar. I know you from somewhere.
Oh my God.
And then I look at his page and I'm like, no fucking shit. Small world, man. Like
Yeah.
completely mind blown. It's amazing to see like airsofters and like all from all walks of life.
Yeah.
Like I play with doctors, I play with lawyers, like full blown Marines,
Yeah.
military, uh, and just people. It's just so cool. It's so cool.
That is cool. Yeah.
What?
It's a wide range.
Yeah. What do you do for a living? Like
Well, right now
besides
I do.
airsoft?
Yeah, I do the construction. So me and my buddy flip houses, but my past, high school, and then I got in some trouble in high school. Um, I was always the rebellious one,
That's right,
and
me
so
too.
so my two sisters were, they were, we got along pretty good, and still do. I tease my younger sister a lot, growing up, but I was always in trouble. So, and I got kicked out of my house when I was 17, and my parents were real strict. Uh, you know, I grew up Catholic,
Yeah.
and yeah, I grew up Catholic. We went to a really strict church growing up, so we were going to church like 4 days a week
That's
when I was a
intense.
teenager. Yeah, and one of those nights was youth group for me, and there was when I was like 15, 16, because we joined when we were like 12, or when I was 12, and by the time I was 15 or 16, we had been in this church for a long time. I started noticing, because when I first joined, or when we first got into it, I was all in. I started reading the Bible. I've read the Bible from front to back, or not front to back, but I read it all the way through
Mhm.
in my life, and I studied everything I could because I was all into it. And then I started seeing the because of reading the Bible, I started seeing I had a lot of questions. I started seeing some kind of like differences from what the Bible said to what they were teaching, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Wait, what?" And then, of course, the differences from those two things and real life, what was going on. And as a teenager, you start waking up to like, "Oh, my parents don't know everything." Like there's no
Yeah.
manual for being a parent, so you're just kind of winging it, and so so I had a lot of angst, and so I started rebelling and stuff. So anyway, I got in fights, and uh, and then I joined the Marine Corps. Spent 4 years in the Marines, from '89 to '93, and but anyway, my parents and I reconciled.
That's good.
Soon after I went in the military. So it was, everything was fine. But and I, as you get older, I started understanding some of the decisions they made as parents. And of course, as my wife and I started having our own kids, then I was like,
Hmm.
oh, okay,
This
I
is
get
why.
it. Oh, absolutely. We had 5 kids in 7 years. So we had a very busy life for quite a few years. And so a lot of things, made sense more, I think, as going through that stuff. But so that's my kind of background, and then I worked in factories in Cleveland, Ohio, uh, auto factories. Worked for we made parts for GM and Ford cars, And then we moved to South Carolina 15 years ago, and I worked in factories as well, plastic extrusion, making like solo cups and shit like that.
So
Yeah.
you've never had anything easy. It's just been straight manual hell
I loved
your
it though.
entire life.
Yes, I loved it. I started construction when I was 15 and worked until construction until mostly until I went in the military. And that's what I wanted to do in the military, but Marine Corps don't give a shit what you want to do. They're going to put you where they want you. So, yeah, so I ended up doing something else. And then factory work in Cleveland, when we started having kids, that was like the best paying thing. And then I started, and it was very close to our house. Uh, and there was opportunities for overtime. So I worked a shit ton of overtime. My wife stayed home with the kids. I was working night shift. So, and I'm one of those rare people that don't like sleep. Like I hate sleep.
Oh
I
yeah, no, can't relate.
My wife's the same way. She's like, I need my sleep. So
Same.
yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's and then after coming out of being paralyzed, um, with an illness or whatever, I was a friend of mine that I worked with in a factory years ago. He texted me, said, "Hey, I'm flipping houses with my buddy. Can you help us do some flooring? We need help finishing this one job." And I was like, and he knew my situation, uh, like where I was at physically and whatever.
Mhm.
So I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be slow." He's like, "Yeah, that's fine. We just need a third hand." And that was a year ago, like just a year ago. So I started that, and that's what I've been doing for the last year is flipping houses. So drywall, paint, putting in sinks and
Yeah, yeah.
plumbing, and crawling under houses and uh, wiring outlets, running wire and electrical and all that kind of shit.
Oh,
But
I know all that good stuff. I actually used to manage properties where
mm,
my boss was flipping houses.
okay,
So I would be there when all the contractors would come in and just make sure they were doing the things we told them to do and just,
yeah,
just review the whole process. Right now I'm working in Airsoft, but my main job, I guess, is pharmaceutical marketing because,
oh
it
shit,
pays. Yeah. So
oh
that's
okay,
what I do full time. And
yeah.
then um but
Well, I had some friends do that that I knew in
yeah,
in Pittsburgh. Yeah, okay,
yeah, it makes, pays the bills.
for sure. That's yeah. Those are well, my wife works in a doctor's office, so she's
Hmm.
uh, she's always in contact with the reps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we come to your offices.
yeah.
We bring you lunch.
Exactly. Until
Yeah.
COVID, and then they don't get shit.
Yeah, I know. We're very strict about it now.
I know.
We can't even give you pens now.
Yeah,
It's,
I know.
it,
She used to have this. Well, she did have them in one of those big, like an old mug or something. All the pens,
yeah.
and we all loved it. Especially when my kids were still in school because they'd always have one to grab. If they needed one.
Oh,
And now
sorry.
the last year, like nothing.
I
No
know.
pens, and she's like, no lunches. you
So
know.
lunches are starting to come back, and like the
Okay.
dinners are coming back. But
Yeah.
fun fact, you'll never get a pen again from a rep because
Oh.
there was a law that was passed called the Sunshine Act, which prevents any pharmaceutical rep giving gifts. So lunches are
Uh,
there for, I don't know where they differentiate the two, but you
yeah.
can't have like a physical gift, like a pen or anything, excuse me, from a sales rep. So it's just, and you
Wow.
can also
Okay.
go on the Sunshine Act website. You can put your doctor's name in and see how much money they make from like speaking at like educational events for
Really?
pharmaceutical companies, and you can see how much money they've received like in terms of food. You
Oh
can,
shit.
yeah, you can like
Yeah.
you get your doctor see how much he's making from different pharmaceutical
Right.
companies.
That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. My
Yeah.
wife's been in that field for quite a few years. More than 10 years, and of course, when she's been at the same doctor's office for quite a while, and when COVID and stuff happened, and she was, I mean, everyone was trying to adjust, you know, like the doctor's offices and things like
It
that.
was crazy.
Yeah, I was
It was
like,
nuts.
do you know, like, why are they pushing this or saying this or whatever, at her personal office? And she's like, no, I don't know. But yeah, that's interesting to know that you could find out, things
Oh
like that
yeah.
with, yeah,
Yep, you just type their name in, their location, you'll find them
yeah,
right away. It's good to know. Honestly, now that I know that, that's kind of how like I determine like certain things when I research doctors. It's pretty crazy.
sure. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, more information, when you do your own research, it's good to know certain things for sure. And
Yeah.
that's, it's important because, well, like we were talking earlier about airsoft, people see the first thing or they see a headline and,
Yeah.
they make their judgment on that. And that's not always the case. So
Yep.
I remember seeing when we first started a YouTube channel, when I started trying to search airsoft stuff, like, I didn't know how to start an airsoft channel. I knew how to do a YouTube channel, like kind of set it up. But I was doing a review channel. We were doing like reviews on like kitchen shit. Okay, so like I said, I was coming out of that being sick and stuff.
Yeah,
When I
yeah.
started the channel, I grabbed one of my sons and I
To be
said,
fair, I'd probably watch the kitchen shit too because I'm curious. You know,
"Hell yeah!"
I'm a millennial man. Like I love my kitchen appliances.
Well, we actually tried to do some really good videos, like, good information on those things that we had. But when I first started, I was like, Colt, I'm going to start a review channel. I want you to be a part of it because, it'll help both of us. We can talk about these different things, whatever. He's like, well, what are we going to review? I'm like, I don't know, grab something out of the kitchen. That's literally how the channel
That's
started.
awesome. I love that. I
So we
absolutely
did
love that.
blenders, we did like a broom and dustpan combo thing.
But did you do an
And
air fryer?
no, but I will do an air fryer. I still run that channel. I actually
Then
still run
do
that
it.
channel. Yeah,
Air fryers are the bomb. You have
we never
to.
had one. I never had one. I never even heard about them until just like a couple months ago. One of my sons, who has two kids, they live like 15 minutes away, and my grandkids are always over here and stuff. But he was talking about it, and I was like, "Oh, cool." Well, then one of my other sons bought one, and we have it in our kitchen. Bought one for us, have it in our kitchen, and my wife loves it.
Oh,
She cooks
it's
in it all the time. It's only been like a month. Everything she cooks in there is
yep.
awesome.
Yep. You can use my phrase bomb.com because that's what I say all the time. Everything that I make is thebomb.com.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, it is. I don't use my instant pot that much anymore. My instant pot has become like a glorified rice cooker
What is
because
that?
an instant pot
Yeah.
it's like a crock pot that what is it what's that pressure? It's a pressure cooker,
Oh, okay.
but it won't like explode your house. It's
All
like,
right.
and it
Yeah.
does it like instantly, well, not instantly, but like
Yeah.
something that would take like 7 hours to do will be done in like an hour or less. It's a great thing. It's good for like stews, rices, and other shit that you have to steam. Like it's good. Look it up.
Yeah.
That right now, air fryers are the jam though. So
Bro, for real. Now,
yeah.
we're trying to figure out how to cook everything in the air fryer.
Oh yeah,
Because,
and you
yeah.
literally can, which is the best part about it. You
Really?
can literally, I mean, maybe not rice, but like
Yeah, not rice.
you can make cheesecake in an air fryer.
Get out.
No, yeah, and it's so good.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah, yeah,
That's my favorite dessert. I don't like sweets very much. I like
yeah.
Snickers bars and I like cheesecake. I grew up, my mom's Italian and she made homemade spaghetti sauce, all that kind of shit. She made homemade cheesecake. And so, but it was, that was my favorite sweet ever. But yeah, I did not know you could cook. Like,
Oh
I don't even
yeah.
know how you could do it. My wife puts all this shit in here, chicken, vegetables, all this kind of stuff, whatever. And we have one of those double. Uh, it's an air fryer that has two pods or whatever, canisters or
Oh,
something.
very cool. So you could do two
Yes.
different types at once. You
Yeah,
can
so
cook
it's like
French
this big.
fries
It's
and
like
then
this big, right? So it's like this wide,
what?
and so you pull them both out, and they hold a lot. But they each have their own separate timer. But it has some kind of smart timer thing on there where if you're doing vegetables and then chicken, you start them both, and I don't know what she does. She presses whatever it is in there,
Is
and
it
then
by, did Elon Musk make this? What is
I'm
happening?
saying because she told me about it the first time she set it up like this. She's like, yeah, it's a smart thing, whatever, smart fryer. So when this one gets down to a certain timer,
Mm,
then so like it'll start the chicken first because it takes longer to cook that, and then the vegetables take less. So when it gets down that timer, the second one starts, so they both end at the same time. I'm like, holy shit,
that's
you know?
amazing.
Yeah,
I
I
love how
don't. It doesn't take a
airsoft
lot to entertain me. So
this airsoft podcast has turned into like a full on like millennial conversation
cooking.
about life and cooking. I love it. This is
Hey, listen,
this is my
my
favorite.
fourth channel I started another channel. Well, my fifth channel I started was a cooking channel with my youngest daughter, and
That's so
everyone
cool.
laughed when I started because they know I don't like to cook. I hate cooking. I don't even like cooking on the grill. I'm not a griller, and
But that's what makes it so interesting.
I,
You said someone from like a completely different, you know, area of cooking, someone that hates to cook, doesn't want to
yeah,
cook, is now learning to cook. That's what makes it interesting. I'd watch
yeah,
that too, you know?
yeah. Well,
Your
I made
daughter
some
trying to
messes. I'll
teach
tell you
you.
that. Because I'm
What?
like, oh, let me cook this one. And she's like, okay. So I don't read instructions or ingredients or
Oh
nothing.
no,
So
you're a
I,
man for sure.
oh, bro, instructions are for the trash. Okay.
But
That's,
have you put together IKEA furniture without instructions? That is the
man,
real
listen,
test.
that is some Elon Musk shit right
that
there.
that is
It really
difficult.
is.
It's so
Yeah.
hard. I have this little like bay window downstairs, and I got this shelf that has like the cushions on top to put next to it,
Yeah.
and it's just like pictures and numbers, but like everything is like reversed. It was the most impossible thing. I still built it wrong, but it works. If you don't stare at it in like certain areas, you'll never know.
Hey, that's
But
most of like houses that are built, okay?
yeah,
Like don't look at this one
yeah,
little
yeah,
thing. Like everything's
yeah.
fine. It's fine. It'll be fine.
It's like a Polish thing. Oh, what's that over there? You don't look there. Look at this right here. This is great. Like they'll push you to something else.
Hey, that's
It's
a good accent.
I'm
Yeah.
Polish. I'm
Oh,
Polish.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and my family will tell me that it was a horrible accent because I can't do. I think I did more like Russian, but like it's fine.
Hey, it
It's
sounded good
fine.
to me.
I can speak like uh you know how you say Spanglish for Spanish English.
Yeah.
I- I'll call it Panglish. We'll say Pang
Yeah.
Polish
Penglish. Yeah.
Polish. That's
Poglish. Okay.
yeah. I speak Polish English.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Let's hear some.
uh oh God, forgive me everyone and that's Polish in the comments. A mówi tylko troszkę po polsku, a rozumie more. See, that's where the Ponglish comes in. A lubię ciebie, dziękuję. Uh, I'm so sorry, mom. I went to Polish school and I was never good at it. Um, I don't know. Kurwa matko Boże. That's my favorite thing, which means fuck you, Jesus Christ. Like fucking Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
curse word.
Yeah.
That's what I say. So, kurva matko Boże. There you go. That's how I curse at people in
That sounds.
traffic.
You sounded great.
Oh
To
no,
me, I
well,
don't know. I don't know any
thank you,
Polish.
thank you. And I'm sure people
Yeah.
will comment down below how badly I butchered that because I know there's certain things I don't pronounce right. But you know, the if anybody that's Polish down below went to Polish school, you'll know how completely insane it is. Like the nuns there are crazy.
Oh,
I went
really?
to like
Is
a
it like
cat.
Catholic?
It's Catholic school, but
Oh,
Polish.
okay.
So I went in there full English speaking with like just hearing my family speak it,
Yeah.
and all the kids there were already like writing it, speaking it, and I'm in like my own like where the hell am
You're
I?
just starting.
And they did not mess around. They are terrifying. Like I didn't get slapped with rulers, but they slapped the rulers on the desk if like you weren't paying
Yeah.
attention. They were scary. I think I lasted like I don't know, less than a year there because I couldn't
Yeah.
do it. Yeah, it was intense.
So are both your parents Polish or just like your mom?
No, no, no. My mom is Polish, but she raised me, so that's kind of like where I
Yeah.
head towards. My dad is German and Irish.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wouldn't know too much of like the German aspect. I think he's mostly German and then Irish.
Yeah.
The only German I know is like Ramstein's lyrics. That's it.
Right.
That's it. That's
Oh
it.
yeah. For real.
Yeah. So I would say I'm mostly Polish, like spiritually.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I when I was growing up, my last name is Scalf. SCALF, like Alf. And
Yeah.
I always ask my dad what what is that? Is it Polish? Is it
German, right?
Slovakian? Is it German? Like what is that? He never knew. Now, look, I was born in 70, so there's no internet. There's no like you just got to take the when you learn things. It's your family, your friends, and the encyclopedia is telling you what the fuck. Okay, so and, I never really knew. I honestly don't know now what descent I guess it is. I've looked it
it
up on like ancestry and stuff. I don't know. I mean it's European, but I don't know what it
it
is.
sounds German
That's what it
because
sounds like to me.
like most and I know this is completely wrong too, but like at least in my family, our names end with the ski, and that's
Hmm.
SKI.
Yeah.
Russian is SKY
Mm.
mostly, and then I don't know. I mean, I actually have my dad's last name, which is Pullman with two N's at the end,
Mm.
and yeah, that's I don't know. But I had someone Polish, what's her name? Smolovsky. No, no, no. There was I can't remember, but it ended with an F too. Could be Polish too.
Hmm.
I don't know. I could be so much more too. I refuse to take the DNA shit though. I would love to know, but I refuse
Yeah.
to take it. Unless I'm like so paranoid. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Or like
Me too.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
What's your favorite conspiracy?
There's so many. There's so many.
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay, yeah, let's go with
When
that.
a few years ago, and I don't remember what the like the movement was called or whatever, but when there was this huge thing that like popped up online about everyone storming Area 51.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember this a couple years ago?
Yeah, I
And they were
remember
going to
that.
do it in like September, whatever. Uh, so are you big aliens,
I think
Area 51
yeah,
conspiracy? Okay.
I'm I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm like 1,000% sure there is definitely something out
Yeah.
there. I'm pretty sure Area 51 has some knowledge on it because
Yeah.
I mean there's been stuff that has been leaked from the government, not specifically from Area 51 in general, but there's well, yes, there has been, but no one can confirm that that video or whatever was actually from there. But it
Right.
seems real as fuck. But again, I'm
Yeah, it
like,
does.
you know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where
okay.
they're in the lab with
Yep.
the
Yeah.
like somebody doing an autopsy
Yep. So
and it's
yeah,
got the alien body there.
exactly. All right. I'm
Now,
not.
modern day with all the, Photoshop things, whatever, but when that video came out, they didn't have that shit.
No.
So
Exactly.
I I don't know.
But
I don't know.
NASA has been like slowly leaking information. They said they were supposed to leak so or like put some information out. I haven't seen any of it yet, but they've shown UFOs. They've shown all of that, and we cannot be the only people in this like in this universe. There's no way.
No.
There's no
No.
way. There's no
No.
way.
Statistically, no.
No. So yeah, there's definitely
Yeah.
something else out there, and
Right.
I'm sure they've come to visit us. I remember something when I was a kid, vaguely. I actually remember my mom freaking out more than I remember the incident.
Yeah.
But like we were driving by like this hot dog hut, and super dark night, like we could see the stars in the sky, and she started screaming that there are things moving around in the sky. I vaguely remember it, and like I think she like freaked me out so much that like she said it was a shooting star type thing, but then like later on she told me that it was something else. I don't know, but like that's what I vaguely remember. So it could have
Yeah.
been something, it could have been shooting stars, but like that's kind of what like piqued my interest into like learning more about extraterrestrials and UFOs. Anyways, but yeah, that's like the peak of like that's just like the start of my conspiracy theories. We could go on for days about what I believe in or what like I'm interested in. You
Sure.
know, yeah, I don't know if it's like I fully believe in things, but I very interested.
Yeah.
Aliens, though, 100%. I believe they're out there.
I agree. I
But
agree.
the other things are more speculation and interest, I guess,
Yeah.
into those.
Well,
Yeah.
it makes it fun. You know, some of them.
Yeah.
You know, it makes it fun to see some of this stuff where you connect with other people that you know I guess think the same way, and you're like, oh, they got stories too. You know, but I always wondered uh, if there's a connection with people that are more apt to conspiracy theory, you know, believe in conspiracy theories just in general, if there's a connection with that to maybe a childhood experience, because like what you're talking about, uh, I had an experience, I think I was like maybe around 10, where I'm laying in bed and I had the curtains open. I was up in an upstairs room. We had a slab home that we lived in. It was a 3 bedroom with 1 bedroom downstairs, two upstairs. My sisters were in the other room. I was in this room, and had a window out here. And I'm laying in bed, and I had just had a small window, but I had the curtains open, and I could see the stars. Like it was a clear night, I could see the stars. But I started getting this feeling like I was really afraid, like something was like coming outside or whatever, you know, coming towards me or whatever outside. And I look because I'm laying on my side. I look out the window. I'm just laying in bed. I just look out the window, and I swore to this day. I swore it wasn't a dream. I don't know, but it was like this small little kind of like dome or saucer kind of thing that had these red lights on it. And you know, there was nothing like that at the time except like I guess equalizers that you'd put in your car stereo, you know, back in the 70s. But it was really frightening. And I mean, I'm telling you, ever since that time, I was always kind of interested in these whenever somebody would talk about that kind of stuff, you know. But anyway, yeah, I'm big into it as well. So
That's really
yeah,
crazy. Yeah, I've never had anything like I don't know. I mean, maybe I did see something, but I feel like I did. But like I feel like it was just like things moving in the sky, but like I was so young that I don't
right,
remember too much about it, but I have like that memory of like driving by Rutt's Hut and like seeing the sky and my mom freaking and then me looking up and then seeing things moving, but I don't remember too much,
yeah.
but that's kind of, what peaked it, I guess. I guess all of us airsofters are just weirdos in general. It's fine.
I know. Most of us are nerds, man. Like for
Oh,
real,
for
big
sure.
time. Star Wars fans. You know, I've talked to a bunch of them that are Star Wars fans. All you know, just into Warhammer. You know, right? There's a bunch of people I've talked to in the UK that are big into Warhammer, and but yeah, it's gamer
Hey,
nerds, and
we're all
yeah,
dressing up to play army,
I
and
know.
I mean, come on, that's as nerdy as it gets, but it's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, my family is super Polish. My mom is super cool with it. My grandma, like hardcore Polish,
Yeah.
babcia. She thinks it's ridiculous, but it's fine. She'll come around to it eventually, I swear.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
listen, man, it's been really good to meet you, and
Likewise, man.
thank you.
This was so great. Like I am completely socially awkward 90% of the time, and you had me talking about things I normally wouldn't, and I'm you feel like a friend to me, so I'm very grateful to
Thank
be
you.
on this. I will send you a bunch of slow QB stuff because I mean, come on,
You as well.
you
You
got to
as well.
rep the
I'll
brand.
send you some of our stuff as well. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on. This was really great, and
Awesome.
hopefully one day we'll meet. Maybe you'll come play at the field,
Hell
or
yeah.
at least be pressed side by side one day. That'd be fun.
That would be really cool.
Yeah,
Well, thank you again, and I look forward to our next one.
yeah, yeah. That'd be great.
All right. Have
Thanks.
a good night.
All right, you too, man. Thank you. Bye, guys.